If you want to unlock the most powerful and also I think the coolest ability in the game, the Rune Rage is going to be a very unique ability, which is going to do this massive area of effect explosive attack, which is going to do big damage, and it's also going to be great for dealing with multiple enemies at once, and also can do some massive damage against bosses as well. Very fun to use, but it's also a little bit tricky to unlock, since it is going to require you to have a couple of abilities to be able to reach the stages to unlock this, and it's also going to require you to unlock certain parts of the map, which can be a bit tricky to unlock. But when you do unlock it, it is going to be very, very powerful and well worth the effort. So in today's video, let's discuss how you can unlock Rune Rage and where you have to go on the map in order to get this. So two prerequisites you're going to need to have for this part of the game is you're definitely going to need to have the ability that is going to allow you to double jump. Where you can find this one, it's going to be kind of located to the left of the prison. It's going to be in a place called Mount Faye. That's going to be a whole other platforming section where you're going to be able to unlock the double jump. A little bit difficult, but once you do end up getting to the top of that, you'll be able to unlock the double jump. You're also going to need a claw line, which is going to be another ability you're going to be able to unlock, which is going to allow you to kind of grapple onto various surfaces. That one's going to be needed as well. Once you do end up having the double jump unlocked, you will be able to obtain the key you're going to need to get through to this location. This is going to be a location in the prison side of the map, which is going to be called the slab. There is going to be, I'm sure you've noticed, a door when you did end up escaping from. That's going to be required to have the apostate key. Now, you probably wondered where you can find that apostate key. I was wondering for the longest time where on earth I can find this key, because I couldn't find it anywhere in the slab. However, it's actually found very far away from the slab. It's actually like pretty much the opposite side of the map. To find this key, you're going to have to make your way to the citadel. You're going to want to fast travel to the Songclave part of the map. That's going to be the top right hand side of the citadel, and you're going to want to take this long path all the way left, and it's going to be kind of in between Songclave as well as the Cogwork Claw. You're going to find a room that's going to take you upwards, and this is going to take you to a place called the Memoriam. Now, the Memoriam, you're going to want to head on right until you see a bench. Then you are going to want to end up going further right all the way to a little room at the bottom right hand corner of this section. There's going to be a very weird like wall you can jump through. It's going to be kind of covered by cloth. You can actually jump up, and you're going to be able to get taken through to a new room, and that's going to be able to take you all the way to Putrefied Ducks, and from there you're going to be able to head on right. There's going to be a fast travel station all the way on the furthest right hand side of the top section. Make sure you do end up picking that one up, and then you're going to want to drop your way all the way down and go to the bottom left hand side of this map. You're going to find the apostate key quite close to where that boss is. If you're going to find the bottom left hand side of the map, and then once you have that, you can then make your way all the way back to the slab, and then once you do end up fast traveling back to the slab, you're going to want to head straight right. Now, once you do end up going to the slab, you're going to want to use the fast travel to get there, and you're going to want to make your way just straight right. You're going to notice the door you're going to be able to unlock with the apostate key, and then once you do end up unlocking this door, you are going to be taken to a room, and this room is going to have a certain section. This is where you need the double jump especially for. You're going to notice there's going to be a kind of like a very narrow, very high to reach opening here in this room. You're going to want to try double jump up there. You can use your claw line to try get a little bit of extra height. Jump in between here, and that is going to take you to a secret room. You're going to be able to then follow this room right, drop down a little bit, and you're going to be taken to a massive room, and there's going to be kind of this very weird looking structure here with kind of chains surrounded by spider webs. You're going to want to attack these chains until you break off all the spider webs, and then it's going to open up a room. You can go inside of this room, and then there's going to be a boss fight here. Now, this boss fight is actually a very cool boss fight. It's a very tricky boss fight. This boss does have a lot of very fast attacks, so it could be a little bit difficult. However, once you do end up beating this boss, you will then be rewarded with this ability, and this ability is absolutely phenomenal. When you do end up using your silk to use the ability, which is going to be right bumper or R1 if you're on PlayStation, you're going to be able to use a little bit of your silk in order to do your abilities, similar to how all other abilities in this game work, except this ability is going to have, it's a bit of a long casting time. That's the one downside. This ability isn't very instant. You are going to need a little bit of a wind-up time, so you're going to have to make sure that you are, somewhat safe when you do end up using it. But if you do end up pulling it off, it is going to do a massive area effect type of attack, which is going to do big damage, and it's also going to be great for mob clearing. If you are overwhelmed by a lot of enemies, you can use this, and it's going to take out pretty much all of them. Very, very powerful ability, with the only downside, you do have to be a bit careful, since you can't just use it whenever you want, since it does have a little bit of a wind-up time in order to make use of. Anyway, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know in the comment section below what other items or abilities you found in the game that you found very useful. I'd love to find out, and I'll see you guys again on the next time. Take care, everyone, and bye-bye.